yesterday we did a table centre that could be extended as long as you wanted on any sort of table. Today we're going to look at table centres again. This is an easy technique, and what I wanted to present to you was something that you didn't need a whole lot of stuff that you have to go out and buy, and could do without floral foam, because in fact one of the things that I am involved with is the World Association of Flower Arrangers, and throughout Europe it is not legal to use floral foam because it doesn't break down. And so for the World Championships you can't, or you are encouraged not to use floral foam. So it's going back to the traditional way of using chicken wire or using sand or using other ways to secure your plant material into your arrangements. Little vials, obviously, for the modern stuff with these vials. Trend last year was to actually use balloons for the water source, and so to have the balloon with a little bit of water in it tied to the base of the flowers in the modern arrangements, not obviously in the more traditional stuff. So this is quite a simple table centre to use. You can have it any height, and the components of it are. So we've got any sort of container that's got a flat top to it. This has already got water in it, and this is basically a picture frame that's been painted, and I have stapled onto it some chicken wire and pre-cut the ends. So now you could do it with cardboard, just anything that you can attach the wire to, because obviously what the wire is going to do is hold my plant material in place. So just, I would suggest if you use cardboard or core food or any of those other things, that you have two layers. We tried this with two layers, but it made it very thick. So you could have your single layer, put your wire, attach your wire, and then put the other layer on. You can decorate, see then it just sits on top of your container. So it's easy to work with. This one's got, and can obviously use it for something else, so it's actually got some coyote paper, which is Japanese bamboo paper, attached to that, but I've destroyed that by stapling onto it. So just sits on like that, and then it's just a matter of placing the floral material into where the chicken wire is to hold it in place. So that's what we do.
So then, as Kim said, with the frame on the top, you could glue dried leaves, bits of sticks, paper, really nice coloured paper that matches your flowers, tear it up, do it like a decoupage. There's all sorts of things you can find, little berries, gum nuts, all those sort of things. You could actually build that up into something really nice and then spray it with a clear varnish to hold it. It becomes part of it, and it's something you can use again and again with different arrangements and different flowers. So, you could also use a piece of polyester foam. Styrofoam.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. Styrofoam to do it. The best thing is to cut it is to heat your knife up in hot water and cut your shape out of it. You could also do it on a round roll. Use a piece of the styrofoam, cover it, paint it. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things. Anyone who does folk art, you can folk art paint a frame. There's so many things that you can do with this. And the beauty is you can use it again and again, and it's so easy to do an arrangement because you can just drop it in.
Yeah, so when your plant material starts to show signs of tiredness, you can just literally lift out those stems and replace it with something else. We talked yesterday yesterday when we were doing the demonstration, we were doing the table centre, and we talked about how you've got to have it even on both sides. And last night when we got back, we said, we must take that turn table in.
Oh, yes, we did.
So that we can spin it around and see what we're doing. And that was a really good idea.
It went the same way as we were going to have a black curtain over that.
Oh, yes. Not to worry.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking, to cover that frame, I buy these at one of the wholesalers there. They're actually dried lotus leaves. And they have a beautiful colour on the inside. And these cut into different shapes and glued, and then having a fine clear varnish over them, they look absolutely amazing. I've done this with frames and competitions, and they just look amazing. So, yeah, the idea is limitless, basically, what you can do with this thing. I went down to the flower markets on Wednesday in Sydney. I haven't been there for a long time, not since I left Wollongong. And if you're ever in Sydney, it's worth getting up at 4 in the morning to go to the markets. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays they're there, but it's not as much. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, they are absolutely incredible. The array of flowers they have, local and imported. They have roses that are this size. Any colour you can put on. Absolutely beautiful. A lady said to me with the green spider chrysanthemums, oh, I haven't seen those, but some of them, sometimes you get them this size. I noticed that Mari, in one of her arrangements, she uses something that's called sea olive, which is like a blue thistle. And some of them, they range from this misty grey up to a really bright blue, and from sort of this size to this size. They're just magnificent. My trouble is that I wander, because I think, oh, I should get that. Well, maybe there'll be something better further down. And by the time that I'm through wandering, people pack me up, and then I buy the things really quickly from what's left. But it's an amazing outing. It's worth getting up a little bit early if you're ever in Sydney.
What I'm finding with the holes in the chicken wire is that they're a little bit more space than is easy for me to fill with just the stems that are here. So nothing wrong with just binding stuff together so that you've got a bit more stability to put into those spots. You know, if you were using, it's also a good technique, a good system to use when you've got heads of flowers that fall off, and you do the toothpick trick. So what we recommend for frangipanis or for some of the stuff that we used yesterday, I can't see when, very soft stems. So when the stem just won't go into the floral foam for whatever reason, or you need a little bit more stability, to put a toothpick either into the base of the flower itself or attach it to the softer stem and attach it with tape or with wire. And that, because what happens with the toothpick is that the water will still come into the plant itself. So you haven't lost the necessary part of the stem in getting the water into your plant material. That's still going to happen with the toothpick. So it's a great little trick to use with the toothpick. So what I'm doing is just making sure that there's a lot of different levels of the plant material. So that there's interest with, so you know, with the table centre, that regardless of where you're sitting on the table, you're not seeing a little blank spot or a hole. These chrysanthemums are going to open up a bit more to fill the space there. What I haven't done is used any foliage in this one, and that I decided on the spur of the moment because I thought it makes a difference to that one. You can see how the foliage softens the edge of that one. This one I thought you might like to see the actual plant material a bit more clearly. And this would be nice, I think, for like a morning tea, a something that'll look bright and cheery. It's also a really good system to use if you are taking flowers or plant materials into hospitals or nursing homes where they've got really limited space about where they can have their flowers. This way, if you make that container and take it into someone who's seeing, each time you go, you just bring the flowers and replace the flowers. And it only takes up a little bit of space, you can change it around, and you know that your container is always there to give them a bit of pleasure. I'll zoom in. We could have. There's a bit of a gap here, I can see.
While she's filling the gap, I was just thinking when Kim was talking about the toothpicks, which is really as the water goes on. It's also a great tool for using in floral design with succulents. Most people know you stick these and keep them nice and straight. But if that's in water, it will provide a water source. So a succulent or a particularly strong, these type of little button chrysanthemums, which will probably survive a Holocaust because they're very strong little plants. Those substituted somewhere where you need height with one of these. If you soak these skewers, they'll provide enough water to probably keep that going for quite a long while. As long as there's water in the bottom of the bowl, they'll just keep on going.
You can see with this one I've added a little bit of bling across the top just to lift the design to catch the light wherever the light's coming from. With this one I could do that as well, but I'll leave it plain so you can have a look at it and see how it's constructed. The other thing, if you haven't got chicken wire, which I'd be very surprised at, any kind of meshed wire will work. This is what we call copper mesh that we use a lot in decorative floral work, but anything that gives you a grid, basically, will work. And failing that, you go right back to the way we used to do pots for traditional work and actually use, if you were doing the square, just use pot tape and make the grid for yourself.
It's just the beauty of the wire is you can keep using it.
Yes. So there we are, there's our two different style table centres. This one probably I would think more for, the other thing you could do with this one is if you had some succulents, I'm thinking I saw something in one of those.
Yeah.
This. So something that then flowed down over the edge if you wanted, so you could have that sort of in there. So it came down and softened the edge, softened the container. If you were doing it for weddings for table centres or for parties for table centres, you could have it a lot smaller and have the succulents in so people will take it away and they've got something that's their takeaway gift. You don't have to do all the other stuff that they seem to do these days. So lots of different uses for it. But I actually prefer something that softens the side. I think that's a little bit harsh to look at. But I can see that if it was on a table somewhere and you were looking at it from this height where I am now, then it actually looks like a little garden. So it's quite a cheery thing to have.
And if you decorated your frame, you want some of it to show anyway.
So if you had the frame fancied up, that would be the way to go.